This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's my pleasure to meet here with you in these online lessons. In this video, we're going to look at major 13th chords. So I'm going to explain those and we'll learn a couple voicings that work really well on the guitar. Of course, after we learn the voicings, we'll jam together on a progression that allows us to practice them in all 12 keys, right along with bass and drums accompaniment. So it's going to be great. This video accompanies lesson 25 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. We're going to start on page 173 with the explanation, and then you'll see these diagrams along with some others on page 175 for other types of 11th and 13th chords, as that is the focus of the lesson series right now. So with this type of chord, what do we have? Well, we've learned about major 7th chords previously. They have the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. Once we start adding colors like the 9th, the 11th, the 13th, we probably will be omitting the 5th because we just don't have enough strings where those pitches can actually be reached, as lots of them are on the same string. So the 13th is the 6th step of the scale, 1 octave higher. When we add the 13th to a major 7th chord, we could also have the sharp 11, which we've learned about in the last video, and the 9th in there as well. Generally speaking, on the guitar, we don't get them all there. A common voicing for us would be to have the 9th and the 13th together. That's an option, or just the 13th added to that major 7th chord with or without the 5th. So that's how that works. Let's look at a couple voicings here. We've got one with the root on the 6th string, one with the root on the 5th string, which just follows right along with how we've done all of our movable chords, including the bar chords that we learned initially. So wherever we put this particular note and this particular note, whatever note we've placed those on along the fretboard, that's the version we're going to play. I'm going to demonstrate it here with C with this 6th string form. So that'll be putting my index finger at the 8th fret on the 6th string. That's a C. We skip over the 5th string. 1 fret higher than the root, we have middle and ring fingers, and then 2 frets higher than the root on the top 2 strings we have the pinky. And this is a case where we actually don't have to play the top string. That adds the 9th to the chord. We can just play the 13th. So you kind of have two options here with how that works. But if I go ahead and demonstrate that here on the guitar, we get a nice major 13th chord. Isn't that gorgeous? If I pull off that 9th on top, we can also just have it with the 13th. Let's look at the 5th string form. So I'll demonstrate that with the root at the 8th fret as well. We'll be with the F major 13 here, because I've got my middle finger on the 5th string now. So we have the root, and then 1 fret lower, our index finger on the next string, and then 2 strings higher, of course 1 fret higher with our ring finger, 1 fret higher than the root, that is, and then pinky can grab 2 frets higher than the root on the top string. And we'll just skip over the 2nd string. If we were to finger that, that's just adding another version of the 3rd to the chord, which really doesn't add anything for us. So we'll just skip over that one. So we have a nice major 13th chord sounding there. Now, how do the chord symbols work with the 13ths? As I've explained, for other types of chords where we get these 9ths, 11ths, 13ths, we're playing major 7th chords here, and then we're adding these extra colors. So, straight up with the chord symbol, and you'll see some examples there, of course, on page 173. You can have the root, something telling us it's a major chord, M-A-J, capital letter M, M-A, triangle, that sort of thing. And then normally if it was just a major 7th chord, we'd have the 7. So the 13 is going to go in place of the 7. When the 13th is there, it tells us that the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 can also be included in the chord. With major 7th chords, we learned in the last video that's usually going to be a sharp 11. But they don't all have to be, and they usually aren't. So we've seen a couple examples here. Now that's how we would see the 13th called for in a chord symbol specifically. Sometimes when we're playing music though, the chord symbols will be written at the 7th level. So all we would see is C major 7, and we could choose, if we wanted the color of that 13th to be thrown in, we could choose to play one of these voicings instead. So that's how that works. Now we're going to jam on a chord progression. We're going to use chord progression number 1 from page 146. The chord symbols are written out just with the major 7th level. No 13ths, but we're going to plug in these voicings as we play those chords. As we're doing that, it also points out that you could also go through any of the other chord progressions that are there in lesson 22, which is where that particular chord progression is found in the book. And you could just insert these voicings in place of the major 7th. So if you want to practice with more, you go back and jam along with the videos that were created for that lesson, and you could practice with more progressions using these voicings if you want to. We're going to do number 1. We'll do it 3 times. A slower tempo, a medium tempo, and a faster tempo. I'm just going to use this strumming pattern, do dot, just like that. Nice and simple. Just keep it simple as we're playing this. Keep the strumming pattern simple. It allows us to focus on the chord. In preparing to do that, you may want to practice just switching back and forth between these 2 voicings. Just get comfortable switching back and forth between these 2 voicings. You could also go around the circle of force, which is what this chord progression does. I've done that a lot in previous videos, so I'm not going to do that here. We're just going to do it together in the progression. But if you need to finger through all of those, you certainly can. So here in the video, though, we're going to go ahead and play these progressions together, working our way around the circle of fourth root movement that takes us through so we can play these chords in all 12 keys, which is super, super fun. Super important because we use them all depending on the progression we're playing, and it's just a great thing to do. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, fantastic. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the dominant 7th chords where we add the sharp 11 to them. And then in the video after that, we'll look at adding the 13th. So good things to come. Take care, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.